if you're on this call and you're looking for feminine leadership, this is it right here in front of you. I'm modeling to us how to do it. And of course we mess up, and maybe you mess up, you're human, but you repair it so quickly with honesty.
I think the important thing about leadership, to back up just a bit, is that if it weren't for every single person, including Jenny Ferry, you would not be able to call me a leader.
Mm.
What I'm good at is just eliciting the best out of each person with whom I come in contact. That is like my main initiative. And when I do that, all the magic happens. It's the polar opposite of what is happening in this country right now, and what should be happening is exactly this. What if our leadership were to aim at eliciting the best out of every person on his staff, so that everybody could do their great work? We would never be in the pickle that we're in. Not economically, not health-wise, in any vaccination-wise, in none of these respects. We would have all the good information and we would be able to disseminate it properly. That's leadership. It has nothing to do with me, who I am. It's all about how everyone else gets to shine and be their best. That's real leadership. There's a part of each of us that is always at home. Incontrovertible, unconditionally comfortable, confident. Okay? So the first thing I want you to do, if you have a pen and paper nearby, is just write this down. There is a part of me that is always at home. And attuning to that within you is your job. It's your job if you're a mother. It's your job if you're a friend. It's your job if you're a sister, a sibling, a wife, a spouse, a parent, a daughter. That's your job, right? And it's your first job. If you can attune to that, you have a ground of being that is unshakable. When Roshi Joan teaches meditation, strong back, soft front. Strong back. I know where I stand. Soft front. I'm open. But there's no forgetting where I stand. Once you've attuned to that, and I would look at this as a situational thing. So it's like you're in an interaction. Make it super practical. Don't make it all fairy pie in the sky. I want it to be very practical. Okay. You're in a situation, somebody's coming at you, there's something uncomfortable, whatever it is. You've just attuned to this pilgrim, this person who's always at home. It doesn't matter where they are. Now, what do you have to allow? That would be the second step. I have 5 A's for this thing. What do you allow? What are you making space for? What resistance are you allowing and then dissolving eventually? Because you've allowed it, right? And when you've attuned to this ground of your being, you've allowed whatever, is in your space, whatever needs to be seen that is in the form of resistance, your next responsibility is to align with reality. This is what's happening right now. My kid is going through this. My man is saying this, even though I know it's completely untrue. That is what he's feeling, and I have to manage it. Whatever the reality is, how am I aligning with it? That's the heart of actually what I've come to understand as Buddhism. As it is, reality, just as it is. Okay, I'm aligning with that. The 4th A is simply acceptance. I have to accept myself as I am sitting here resisting this thing that's happening. I have to accept the other person as he or she is sitting here saying this thing with which I do not agree. I have to accept all of it. This is all happening, by the way, in a flash, like 30 seconds. And what's the last thing? Advancement. Because if I can do all 4 of those other things, if I can attune, allow, align, and accept, what's going to happen? I am going to advance this conversation in a good, healing direction. Now I ask you to think about a time when you felt utterly at home in your own body. You did all of those things. It may have taken a month, it may have been over a year, it may have been in 2 seconds with your own mother who was tripping out on you, but you found it. And you know what it feels like. It's not far away. It's never far, is what's true. And in compiling my notes for this, I am in the middle of a book called Courage to Trust by Cynthia Wall, the simplest. Cynthia Wall, W-A-L-L. It's part of my healing racism journey of my own. I have a lot. I have a lot of work to do. I can't blame a single person for my schooling. It's just what happened. But I can take control of this now, and to trust myself utterly when it comes to what I understand about people of color and their plight. That's what helps advance a conversation forward regarding how I can heal it in my work, in my interactions. But David Whyte also ended his 3-session series with the following question: as soon as you trust yourself, you will know how to live. It's a statement that's actually a question. As soon as you trust yourself, you will know how to live. A Courage to Trust was recommended to me by a gal, social worker in Colorado, who's doing a lot of work that she calls racism recovery. She's racism recovery on Instagram. She's a woman of color who teaches only white women.
Wow.
She will only teach white women how to heal themselves from racism. She leads with this book, A Courage to Trust by Cynthia Wall, because what she's come to understand is, and this is important for all of us, if we don't trust ourselves, we will look around at the stranger of whom David Whyte speaks and think, I don't trust you at all. We will look at the stranger within ourselves, this emerging elder or whomever it is. No, I don't trust you at all. Hide you away. Take drugs, smoke another joint, whatever. Numb it. Fight with somebody instead. This is, I think, the key to accessing the home frequency over and over and over again. Do I trust myself? I don't need to ask anybody else for almost cursed. I don't need to ask anybody else for an opinion. I trust myself now. It's a very quiet place.